Good afternoon, Abnormals, and welcome back to the Minister of Abnormality YouTube live broadcast. I'm your host, O Abnormal, and today is Friday, June 2nd of 2023. Welcome back to my show. Today is Art Challenge Friday, so all I need is a second so I can post the link on Instagram, and then we will be starting. Okay, so let's do this. Instagram. Okay, in the chat room, I see we have Mao, Nat Class, Pew, Epic, Night Cow. Hello. How is everybody? Okay, wait. Okay, so we're gonna post a story, and the story is gonna say, okay, I suppose a photo of my workstation would be good enough. Let's do that. Okay, so, window. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Wait, can you see me? Oh no, you can't see me that I'm sitting cross-legged on okay, wait. I'm sitting cross-legged on the chair. Yay, hello Yuki. Come here. Say hello. Say hello. Uh Come join me live. And then we will go back to Push Bullet. And we're gonna copy that. Come on. Come on. Hello, Yuki. Kissing Wolves, hello. Copy URL. Okay. Then we will place this here and add. How are you? Okay, this is Yuki's tail. And there we go. Okay. So, got Diablo 4, played a few hours, gonna chill a bit now with the art challenge and go to sleep. Awesome. So today we have a challenging art challenge, hence the name. And what today's art challenge is it's called In the Rain. And the idea is that we are going to produce an image that is going to look like it's in the rain. It can be a character, it can be scenery, it can be anything you want, really, but it has to look like it's in the rain. Now, the true challenge of an image in the rain comes in that, well, we can't take the easy way out. This is not about just drawing your regular character and just then putting some raindrops on it and calling it a day. No, this is about actually making the image look like it's in the rain. That doesn't just stop at making the character look wet, which is a challenge in and of itself. No, this also has to do with color, with mood, with all these other aspects that have more to do with design than with just, the technical skill of being able to paint somebody wet. It has to look like a rainy image. Now, is rain necessarily gloomy? No, not really. Rain doesn't have to be gloomy. But how you are going to do the rain is totally up to you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open me a file, and then we're going to get to work. Here we go. And I'll share screen, of course, once I've done that. Let me save that. I'm gonna save that. Okay, let's go to Photoshop. Rain can be happy, like the ending scene in Shawshank Redemption. Like, you know, well, I would also be happy if I was covered in shit and suddenly it started raining. Okay, let's get to work. And this one is gonna be art challenge. Wait, no, we want that. Okay. Art challenge 2023-06-02. And let's just delete all of this. Okay. And, well, here we go. Okay, so who's going to be joining me in this challenge? Okay, we got ourselves a Mao. We got ourselves Kissing Wolves. Ooh. And Night Cow. And Felix. There we go. Yuki, hello. How may I help you? Okay. So, how's everybody week go? How is everybody today? How's everybody doing? Tell me those stories of your week. Went on a super long walk and fed some cows. So, well, that is a very efficient way of hiding bodies. You go do some murdering, then feed the corpses to the cows. I agree. That's very, very efficient murdering. Doing an anatomy class this week online. Cool. Where are you studying? Skillshare. Oh, okay. Who's the teacher then? Anybody we would know? But that is awesome, though. That is awesome. I I've always said that when it comes to anatomy and artists, um, it's not so much that anatomy is difficult. It's more that most artists just don't actually sit down to study it. It's like everybody just prefers saying that it's hard, but when like if you just get down and study it, I'm not gonna say it's not hard. It's still gonna be hard, but it's never gonna be a secret you can solve if you don't sit down and study it. So I like that. I applaud that. What about everybody else's week? What's everybody else up to this week? Very busy, it feels like. Okay, what have you been doing? Awesome, awesome. I'm riding the freelance roller coaster myself. Uh, for those of you that don't know, although I think most of you do, the freelance roller coaster is um, when you are like you spend some time with nothing to do, and suddenly you have everything to do, and then you have some time with nothing to do, and then you have everything to do. it's that's the freelance roller coaster. How do I feel now that classes are done for the year? No, for the semester. In Colombia, semesters are twice a year. If I'm not mistaken, in the US, it's like the year, but no, in Colombia, first of all, the academic year in Colombia ends in December, not in the middle of the year like you guys. And the semester itself, we have two. I mean, of course. Um, no, but I mean, like, if I'm not mistaken, in the U.S., universities go by years, right? Not by semesters, or do they go by semesters? In any case, no, I mean they're on a break until July, and then a new semester starts. Um, okay. And then a new semester starts. But I made some changes for next semester. Nothing too big or significant. What I made different for next semester is that next semester, okay, so I normally teach classes Monday morning, Thursday morning, and Wednesdays. So Monday morning and Thursday morning are live classes. I have to go non-negotiable. Just those are classes that you either go teach them there or you just don't teach them. Um, and the virtual classes are on Wednesday. So I told them this semester, like, okay. So the problem this semester that just passed was that I could only teach, I had two classes on Wednesdays, and only one of them could be a virtual class. The other one I had to go, which for me was a problem because it means that I have to, since I live like in the middle of nowhere, I live very far from the university. So it was a big deal for me to go to the university. In addition to the fact that on the day I have to teach that class, I can't use my motorcycle. I have to go either in public transportation or a bike. Now, for those of you listening to that and saying, like, well, why don't you go just on the bike? Well, I do go on the bike, but this isn't like other parts of the world where cities are like, like a flat area where people live. Medellin is a valley surrounded by mountains. And I live way up in one of those mountains. So the problem with that is that it it's a pretty long and rough ride from here to the university. So I told them, look, next semester I'm not going to be teaching that class. It takes too much. It takes away too much of my time. Of course, they have a problem with that. Now, what I'm going to say is going to sound very, very, very conceited and egotistical and like I'm full of myself, but let me finish, okay? When I told them I'm not going to teach that class anymore, they immediately did everything they could to keep me teaching the class, which I understand because I'm very difficult to replace. Now, like I said, that's going to sound very conceited and very full of myself, but give me a sec. I'm not saying that I'm difficult to replace because I'm the best. No. Teachers are not easy to replace. We sound very replaceable, but we're actually not. Teachers are very difficult to replace. And there's reasons for that. There's reasons teachers are so difficult to replace. And it's not necessarily because I'm the best teacher, so I'm irreplaceable. No. I mean, just think about it. You're looking for a person that, okay, a person that not only can illustrate, but can teach illustration, which are not necessarily like if you can illustrate, that doesn't mean you can teach it. And by the way, that doesn't mean that you're the best. You don't have to be the best in order to be a teacher. Teaching and being the best are two different things. So you can be not the greatest illustrator and still be a great teacher. So when I say like that, it's not like I'm saying I'm the best illustrator there is. No, it's just that, a person that is an illustrator and can teach. Okay, so there's one thing. Second, availability. A person that is available to teach in the schedule that they have. So you start adding these things up, right? Like, so the person has to be available. The person has to be an illustrator. The person has to be able to teach. The person has to be a professional. That's another thing. You can't teach at a university if you don't have a bachelor's degree, what they would call in the US, or simply a professional degree in any other civilized area of the world. So you have to have a degree. You have to be available. You have to be able to teach. You have to be an illustrator. What? And there's also the fact that, universities, and hey, Mr. Moko, universities are normally reluctant to just like try out new people, right? That's not an ideal situation. You don't want to be trying out new people all the time. So getting a teacher becomes like this pretty difficult ordeal that they don't normally want to go through, right? Like they don't want to have to deal with that kind of stuff. If they have a teacher that works, they're not easy to replace. So the university basically was like, oh, you can't teach that class next semester? Okay, why? And I was like, well, because one of the classes I teach is virtual, and the other class I have to go to the university, and it's a big hassle to go to the university. And like, okay, what if you can teach them both virtual? Like, yeah, but the schedule. Okay, what if we change the schedule? Well, yeah, but what about the other teachers? What if we make all the other teachers change the schedule? And at that point, I'm like, well, I don't really, I don't really have any reason to not teach the class anymore. So next semester I'm going to be teaching a virtual class on Wednesday afternoons, and my regular classes on Monday. The other interesting thing is that for a Saturday, I'm going to go teach an illustration, not every Saturday, but a Saturday. I'm going to go teach an illustration course for tattoo artists, because in something that the university is doing that I think is super interesting, and I hope other universities catch up. the university is opening a course, not a full degree course, but a small course for tattoo artists. And so, yeah, the university has like a tattoo course now, um, which is like, oh wow, I hope they do more with that. That sounds pretty cool, yeah. And so on a Saturday, I have to go teach a course uh, of illustration for tattoo artists, which should be interesting. That should be an interesting thing to do. But anyway, that starts again in July. Um, this week, however, I went very, very quickly from, oh, I got nothing to do, so I'm gonna start all my personal projects and all that kind of stuff, to, oh my god, when am I gonna do everything that I have to do? So yeah, that's yeah. And so I had thought about this afternoon spending it either on mongoose art or on video game art, but I was kind of very, very, very into the idea that I had for today's art challenge, which honestly was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. I didn't really like, it suddenly occurred to me like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we drew people in the rain? And yeah, so that was kind of how that came to be. And also, if you guys want to follow one of the companies that I'm working with right now, I'm gonna give you guys a link if you guys want to follow, because they're pretty cool, and they're a company that does, oh shit, I didn't even notice that they put my image as their Twitter banner. So anyway, I'm working with this company called Eldritch Works, and they produce minis for D&D and Pathfinder and stuff like that. And right now I'm working with them, and they've been really, really cool in that they like, I've never worked with a company that was like so eager to show the work I do with them, which is a very, very, very kind of refreshing change of pace from most of the companies that they're normally not very eager to show what's going on, right? Like what's getting done. But these guys are very different that way. They are super into just kind of showing everything that's getting done and stuff like that, and that is awesome. It's very, very flattering too. Uh, so they're probably going to be showing everything that I work with and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys want to follow, well, there you go. Unfortunately, it does seem like Twitter is the place to be when it comes to working with role playing games. And I mean it when I say unfortunately, because I am not a Twitter guy. Like I am not into Twitter, but that's where role playing games seem to be. And well, in this job, you go where it is. I don't know. I don't really know how to. Ex- Excuse you about what? Yes, I'm on Twitter all the time. I have to be. I don't like it. Wait, no, 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 no. Okay, okay, no, no. I see the point that Pew is trying to make. Yeah, it's not good to stream with your wife right next to you. Okay, okay. Anyway, um, no, no, no. I love. Okay, I love non-opinion Twitter. So, what kind of Twitter do I love? I, for example, follow this one Twitter profile called Out of Context Humans. It has some of the most amusing videos I have ever seen. I forget the name. There's this other Twitter profile that I follow that is like terrifying animals, weird things, like all those sort of things. I love to follow those on Twitter. I love it because it's very entertaining. You go, it's like weird videos and all that kind of stuff. But then the person that's like, but the Twitter I hate is the Twitter that is just people randomly throughout the day having thoughts in their head and deciding that they have to share that shit. So people that are going like, oh, I hate conservative people. The world needs to know. Today I was thinking that I hate conservative people. Like, okay, okay, yeah, awesome. Um, then it's uh oh, I'm watching an old movie. The world should know. Here I am watching an old movie. Like, no, no. Like, everybody's life is mundane at some point, and you should just deal with it, and that's it. I don't need to know who you hate. I don't need to know what you think. Just show me the video about the person that got run over a car in a really weird and oddly amusing way. That's all I need to know. So if I had to choose, like okay, what are you going to be successful on? Well, I would actually choose YouTube. That's where I would want to be successful. But Twitter is one of those things that's like, okay, it's interesting, but I don't feel like using it like, hey guys, pizza's weird and tweet. Like, no, right? But role playing games are just Twitter is where role playing games are, really. And the thing is, role playing games do not seem to move on Instagram. They don't. Like that's just not where they are. So yeah, that's you I'm not gonna change that. Like that's it's not like I'm gonna go like, hey guys, wouldn't you rather be on like no. So so yeah, you work with what you got. Uh Thanatos, I am doing fine. It's a sunny, warm afternoon. We are drawing people in the rain, so it's a good afternoon. I'm doing great. What about you? How was your week? Ooh, by the way, I have two reviews for you guys. One good and one really bad. Which one is the really bad one? Oh, does anybody remember? I talked about this last Tuesday. I know that the good one is the Mer people. No, but there was something really really bad that we saw. What did we want? Oh, we saw something really bad. No? Didn't we? I'm pretty sure we saw something really bad.
How it ends.
No, but I think I already spoke about how. Did I tell you guys about how it ends? Okay. So, we saw one movie called How It Ends on Netflix. And then we saw Quantum Mania, and we saw The Mer People. My week was stressful. To LDR, my GPA bought the farm last night, and now my ex uncle had to humiliate me because I wanted to eat one last time with GPA before he left. Uh, okay, Grandpa, Grandpa. Okay, I thought it was grade point average. Um, well, I'm sorry to read that, Thanatos. You have my sympathies. Um, for a minute, I did think you were talking about your grades. And which and I think maybe parts of my brain were a little bit primed to hear about grades because this week was the final days to for us teachers to upload our grades at the university, and so of course drama. um but anyway, yeah, sorry to read that, Thanatos. I hope you're doing fine. Are you? Ah, yes. So, wait a sec. Um, a rainy farm. Oh, okay. So, okay. First, let's talk about Quantum Mania. So, yes, we saw Quantum Mania. Um, I don't know. We saw Quantum Mania. I can't really remember exactly when we saw it because we normally don't watch movies like all in one sitting anymore. But I don't know if this is part of growing old or what. And because I don't know if any of you in the chat room are with me on this. But normally when we watch movies now, we kind of watch them in 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 payment plans, right? Like we sit down, we normally watch a movie like in 2 or 3 sittings, depending on how early we have to get out of bed the next day and all that kind of stuff. So we normally watch a movie in something like 2 or 3 sittings. Um, I don't think it's so much that we are unable to watch a whole movie in one sitting, more than it's just that we are much more aware of the fact that we got other things, right? Like Like, yeah, we should sleep. We have to get up early tomorrow, stuff like that. So we don't do that anymore. We don't just sit down and watch like a really long movie and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I love long movies. I am 100% on the side of I love that all movies are like 3 hours nowadays and stuff like that. I'm into that, especially because I hate series. I don't want everything to be a series, but I also don't want everything to end right away. So for me, 3 and 4 hour movies are perfect, right? Um, so we watched Quantum Mania like in 2 or 3 sittings, and I suppose my first point with Quantum Mania would be Quantum Mania is good. Okay, Quantum Mania is fun, definitely more fun than Wakanda Forever, because holy crap, Wakanda Forever was not fun. Wakanda Forever was seriously bad. While Quantum Mania is fun. It's still Ant-Man, right? So it's still like I'm sorry to say this. I apologize, Mr. Rudd. I know you watch our channel. I know you're watching right now, Paul Rudd. Um, but it's still Ant-Man. Basically the Marvel superhero that just nobody cares about. I mean, Ant-Man is definitely the Marvel character. They're like, oh right, Ant-Man. Yeah, I forgot about him. Um, so it's still Ant-Man. And it's still a movie that you can skip. There was like this whole thing with Kang the Conqueror, who was gonna be like the new big bad guy um in the Marvel universe from now on. But since they had all those problems with that guy, with that actor, I don't know what's gonna happen there. So for now, honestly, it's fun, but you can skip it. Now, spoilers for for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania, but really it's not a spoiler if I tell Ant-Man wins. Of course he wins. It's a Marvel movie. Tell me a Marvel movie where they don't win, and don't make it Infinity War, because they do win. Because Infinity War is Infinity War and Endgame, and they win in Endgame. So eventually they do win. So it doesn't count, right? You can't just say like, "Oh, they don't win in Infinity War." Yes, they do. They win in the next chapter. So no, doesn't count. Lula, hello. How's how's vacation life going for you? So anyway, the movie is about that Ant-Man, his daughter. Okay, Marvel movies have been going on for so long that Ant-Man's daughter is now like a young adult taking her turn at being a superhero, and it's not weird. Like it is weird in the sense that you're like, wait a second, weren't you a little girl, like having like balloon birthday parties last time I saw you, and now you're like fighting crime with your, oh my god, okay, and it's not weird. Holy crap, this franchise has been going on too long. Like this whole thing has been going on too long. So, uh anyway, what can I say about this? No, Paul Rudd is starting to look his age in this movie. That did make me feel aged. Like the girl suddenly being grown up is like, yeah, girls grow up, whatever. But Paul Rudd, like they do some close-ups of Paul Rudd, and that guy is getting wrinkly. It's like, yeah, Paul Rudd is starting to look to look his age, and that is definitely like, oh my god, wait, what happened to Stoner guy? Like, what happened to cool stoner guy? No, no, no. Cool stoner guy is starting to look like a dad now. And well, it is what it is. Um I think you mean the blip, Night Cow. But anyway, so um Jordan, I'm not gonna give the plot of the movie because the plot of the movie is very easy. Ant-Man family gets sucked into the quantum zone, world, universe, whatever, where there's an evil tyrant called Kang the Conqueror, whom they have to fight so they can get out. So they fight him and they get out. The end. That's it. That's the plot of the movie. Um, right. So yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say in terms of plot, but things that I can say about the movie. Thing number one, this movie has the whole Marvel thing. Uh, it has that whole Marvel movie thing where it's like, okay, remember this hero that we've like kind of made you like, well, although I don't know, it's Ant-Man. I mean, really, who cares about Ant-Man? But remember this hero that you like, and we've given you a bunch of movies with, and and all that stuff. Well, we're replacing him now with this girl. And but it annoyed me with Ironheart in Wakanda Forever. It annoyed me with the one that's replacing Hawkeye. I forget her name. I always forget her name. Um it annoyed me with Black Widow's younger sister. It annoyed me with Captain America, although I like the Falcon. I like the Falcon, but I just be the Falcon. You're not Captain America. Be the Falcon. It annoyed me with the Hulk. It, it's annoyed me with every single one. It doesn't annoy me with Ant-Man. It didn't feel annoying with Ant-Man. I don't know if maybe it's because Cassie's her name. I don't know if maybe it's because I like Cassie. Cassie is all, I mean, she has a lot of annoying, oh man, I'm gonna sound like a grandpa here, but she has a lot of annoying young people traits. But in the annoying young people traits you can have in a superhero movie, hers seem to make sense. Okay, let me explain. Like, Riri Williams is annoying because Riri Williams is being presented as in she's smarter than everybody just because she is. Don't argue. Okay. Um so that's annoying. But Cassie, I forgot his name. Cassie Ant-Man, she's just got like the whole young people complex of I want to save the world and I want to help people. And I mean, if you're going the superhero route, that I mean, might as well go that way, right? So that's her thing. She wants to save everybody, and she wants her dad to kind of maintain that superhero quality of we save people. She's not an annoying little know-it-all. She makes mistakes. She's not immediately better than her dad at everything. No, she's getting the hang of it, and she's not amazing at it yet. Uh she does have some skill, but the movie makes it very, very clear that she's been doing the ant. I don't know. I suppose ant girl would be offensive, so ant young adult. I don't know. She's been doing the whole ant thing for a while now, so she knows how to do it. It's not like she's just put on a ant suit recently and suddenly she's great at it. Uh the Wasp is also in the movie. That's it. That's all we can say about the Wasp. She's in the movie and she is in the movie. The end. Like that's it. That's what she does in the movie. What she does in the movie is that she is in it. Um Now, overall, the movie is just like the movie just goes from, oh, Paul Rudd is starting to look a little bit aged. Oh, here comes Cassie. She's a nice replacement. The end. Awesome. But then the movie has this whole thing where they're trying to present you Kang the Conqueror as like he's some sort of big deal. Here's my thing with Kang the Conqueror. What does he do? This is not good when you watch a superhero movie with a villain that is supposed to be the new scary super powerful universe threatening villain, and at the end of the movie you're going, wait, what does that guy do? Why are we afraid of him? I don't even know what he can do. So the movie makes it like, oh yeah, this guy has like time powers. And oh, time powers, that's scary. Is he gonna do something with them though? It doesn't seem like it. No. Okay. Then at another point, he comes out in the movie and he starts zapping people, and the people vaporize. And at that point, I'm like, okay, that's kind of scary. You can like just zap people into non-existence. I think that's pretty intimidating. Turns out it was a gauntlet that he had on, and then a bunch of ants attack him, and the gauntlet malfunctions, and he takes it off, and now he's not like I don't know. He's apparently not powerful anymore. Spoiler for Ant-Man Quantumania, but you know what? I don't care. At the end of the movie, there's a showdown fight between Ant-Man and Kang. Kang has lost his gauntlet that allows him to do all the stuff that made him look powerful and intimidating. And so he and Ant-Man, which may I remind you, Ant-Man has no powers. Ant-Man is one of those superheroes that has no powers. He has a suit. The final showdown fight is a fist fight between Kang and Ant-Man. That's it. That's the final fight of the movie. Ant-Man doesn't have any powers. So basically, Kang and here's the thing. Kang kicks Ant-Man's ass barely. It's not like Ant-Man is no competition for Kang and Kang just destroys him. No, 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 no. Ant-Man holds his own against Kang, and Ant-Man is injured also. And he for a minute there, it seems like Ant-Man is gonna kick Kang's ass. So it's not like this, like, oh no, Ant-Man, the guy with no powers, is going up against Kang, and it's a very, very unfair fight. No, no, not at all. It's Kang doesn't really seem to do anything special other than whatever he got with his suit and stuff like that. And so here's the thing. He might be super powerful, super dangerous, super intimidating. And the movie certainly talks a lot about how dangerous he is. But by the end of the movie, you don't actually know what he does. Like what is it that he can actually do? You don't know. And he doesn't feel that intimidating. It's like, well, I mean, this guy doesn't seem like he should be that much of a problem. Now I know he's probably gonna be a huge problem in some other way. But in this movie, they really do not succeed at making me think like, oh, this was a dangerous opponent. No. So I thought that the villain was very, very disappointing in this movie. He Here's the thing in the movie that was a very interesting surprise. So going into the movie, I was very, very interested in MODOK because I was like, okay, this guy looks ridiculous. This guy looks seriously ridiculous, and and oh my god, how can this guy look this bad? By the end of the movie, I was sold on MODOK. I was sold on MODOK by the end of the movie. By the end of the movie, I'm like, yeah, like MODOK is this funny, weird, very, very weird, uh, um, comic relief in the movie, but I for one am tired of Marvel humor, but I don't know. MODOK kind of worked for me. He had a character arc that they've been playing with since the first Ant-Man movie. In the end, you kind of like he's kind of like the you kind of feel a little sorry for him at the end there. Not too sorry, but anyway. So yeah, MODOK was one of the things in the movie that I didn't think I was gonna like, but I did. I did actually end up liking MODOK. I was my final thoughts about MODOK were I would like to maybe one day have the time to sit down and do a fan art of MODOK where I see if we can make him look cool. Now, since this implies that I'll do it when I have the time, I'm pretty sure that, maybe, I don't know, 2090, maybe next century. Maybe next century. I can, you know, 2020, you know, 2100. Here we go. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Um by the way, I I I would love to age as well as Michelle Pfeiffer. Holy crap. Holy crap. Michelle Pfeiffer, wow, that is some yeah. Yeah, like she looks great. She looks great. I am not the best character in the movie, but definitely the hottest. Michelle Pfeiffer. So yeah, that's Ant-Man Quantumania. I mean, not really a must-watch in my opinion, but definitely better than Wakanda Forever. I'll say that. And like Pew says, the scenery design and like the character, like the extras are really, really fun and interesting. Like they really kind of got to experiment with weird character designs in this movie, and they are a lot of fun. So like the extras and stuff like that in the movie are a lot of fun, very, very interesting kind of characters there. So that and scenery design is really, really good. Like just the whole like visually, this movie is way, way, way more interesting than most other Marvel movies that I've seen for a while. So anyway, yeah, that's Quantumania. Now, we saw another movie, and here's the thing about this movie. Technically, this movie that I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to spoil it, but I won't. I won't spoil it. And the reason I won't spoil it is because the movie is unspoilable because the movie has no ending. It's one of the most frustrating movie experiences I've had in a very long time. And it's like one day they were filming the movie or editing. I think they were editing the movie, and the guy went like, "Okay, movie's done." And and so the other guy said, "Wait, we still have like 5 or 10 minutes that from the end of the movie that we have to. Nope, movie's done." And so they just put it that way on Netflix. Do not watch this movie. This movie is not even good for a Sunday boring afternoon. Just so the movie is called How It Ends. Why did I watch this movie? Well, because me and Pew, we have this obsession with disaster movies. We love disaster movies. We love movies where the world ends for whatever reason. We love natural disaster movies. We love alien invasion movies. We love apocalypse movies. We love movies where asteroids hit the earth. We even saw Moonfall. And though Moonfall is a very garbage movie, we saw Moonfall and had some fun. We had some fun with Moonfall, even though it is really bad. This movie is called How It Ends. And so Netflix, and right there you have your first clue as to why you shouldn't watch it. It's a Netflix movie. I've never seen a sci-fi. No, wait, that's not true. I have seen sci-fi Netflix movies that I liked. But they're never made by Netflix. I remember that one Korean movie that was like space garbage people. That movie was a lot of fun. I forget what it was called, but it was something like space garbage people. Although that sounds awful. But it was. It was like space garbage people, or space garbage collectors, or space truckers, or something like that. Anyway, it was really good. I highly recommend that movie, even though I don't remember what it was called. This movie was made by Netflix, and what convinced me to watch this movie was that it was like, oh, it's like an apocalypse movie. Like, oh no, this is an apocalypse movie. And so it's about this guy that plays that guy on Divergent. And the worst thing about that is that I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about with that description. The guy that plays the guy on Divergent. And I don't know his name, but he just has like a guy face. Like he's a guy. He just that's
Yeah.
Theo J. That's it. Yep, there you go. Okay, that's him. That's him. Yeah, he just has like a guy face. Like he's like that's it. That's what he does. He plays the guy. So he is in a relationship with Forrest Whitaker's daughter. And they live in Seattle. And Forrest Whitaker and his incredibly hot wife, by the way, because she was very hot, Forrest Whitaker's wife in that movie. She shows up for like 5 minutes, the end. They live in Chicago. I think Chicago. So the thing is, Mr. Guy wants to like he's in Chicago and he wants to ask girlfriend thing significant other person for her hand in marriage to her dad. So he's there in Chicago and then something happens. Okay, and here's the important thing about this review. Something happens in Seattle. Now, we don't know what happened. What? Forrest Whitaker's wife? Oh, no. I mean, Forrest Whitaker's wife was super hot. You know, she was the movie MILF, but she shows up for like 5 minutes. So, I mean, not really. So the thing is, something happens in Seattle. What happened? Well, that's what we're gonna find out. So now we've lost communication with daughter slash girlfriend or fiance. And so Forrest Whitaker and Guy go on a road trip through the United States from Chicago to Seattle. Well, I guess that's not through, that's more like the top of the United States. But anyway, they go all the way from Chicago to Seattle to make sure that daughter slash fiance is okay. So that's the premise of the movie. And the entire rest of the movie is irrelevant. You're just watching it because you want to see what's going to happen, right? Like when they get to Seattle, what happened? Was this an alien invasion? Was there an attack from one of, well, I wouldn't say our enemies. I'm not American. Well, I am American, but I'm South American. So one of your enemies, was it, I don't know, did but what? I mean, apocalypse scenarios, zombie apocalypse, nuclear meltdown, alien invasion, World War 15, whatever. And the whole movie just takes you through this road trip. And here's the thing, I'm going to skip right to the end because there's not really much else to say on the movie. Along the way, society has already collapsed. It didn't even take a day. Society has collapsed. So along the way, Forrest Whitaker breaks a rib, doesn't take care of it, and dies. Spoiler, I don't care. But yes, Forrest Whitaker breaks a rib, doesn't take care of it, and dies along the way. But, you know, hard-ass father-in-law and guy-looking guy bond throughout the trip. And in the end, you know, that's it. That's what happens. They bond, and the end. So whatever. Right. Okay. Guy arrives at Seattle. And Seattle is destroyed. Seattle is totally destroyed. So he sees a sign in their apartment from fiance that like, meet me in this place. So he goes to that place, and his fiance is there with a douche, and the douche has like this conspiracy theory that, what was his theory? That whatever happened was intentional. That's it. That's like his conspiracy theory. Which, by the way, his conspiracy theory is that whatever happened was intentional. And Guy, whatever his name is, loses his shit. Like, he gets so angry because this guy has a theory that this might be intentional. And it's like, dude, you don't know what it is. Like, why are you so angry that this guy thinks this might be intentional? But oh my god, he is angry at this shit. So anyway, the douche that the fiance is hanging out with turns out to not be very trustworthy, which they might as well just tattooed on his face. Like, don't trust me, because as soon as you meet him in the movie, it's like, yeah, I don't trust this dude. I don't think I'm supposed to. And no, you were not supposed to. And so anyway, we end up killing the douche, and suddenly, oh no, whatever happened in Seattle is coming. And the way it is coming is that now there's a huge dust cloud coming towards the house. So Guy and fiance get in the car and start running away in the car. And the dust cloud is after them, and the movie ends. That's it. That is the end of the movie. That's it. That is it. I did see YouTube recommended a couple of videos like, oh, what really ended the world and how it ends. And I didn't watch them because you don't know. No, I'm sorry. The movie did not give us any information. Like, no, no. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. These guys forgot to finish their movie. They hired somebody to write the end of the movie, and that person got drunk or something and left them hanging. And so, oh my God, wait. Where's the end of the movie? Well, Steve was supposed to write it. Where's Steve? Oh, Steve, we fired him because he was dipping his dick in the punch. And so we had to fire Steve. But Steve had the end of the movie. You couldn't have some dick punch just because Steve... I mean, you should have just drank the dick punch. We needed the end of the movie. Guess we're just going to have to leave it that way. All because you couldn't drink a little bit of punch with an infusion of Steve's dick. So there you have it. Now we don't have an ending to the movie, but fuck it. It's Netflix. They don't care. They don't care. And they did not. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I hate Netflix. I hate Netflix. I hate most of what they do. But every now and then, I watch something on Netflix that makes me go, okay, Netflix, I guess you have bought yourself yet another year of me allowing your existence. And so this past week, we saw that. We saw the series that just bought itself another couple of years of existence with me. So here's the thing. I work here with Pew, right? Pew's sitting right over there. Like, not arm's reach, but I think if I put enough effort into it, I could spit on her. So she's that close, right? Like, it would have to be... I'd have to be really good at spitting far. But I could... Like, that's how close she is. I could spit on her. Although I'm not that good at spitting. I don't practice. I don't spit normally. But I'm pretty sure I could do it if I try hard enough and if I want it with all my heart. Anyway, so here's the thing. Right over there in spitting distance is Pew. And Pew has the big screen, the big 40-inch screen on her computer. So Pew is normally in charge of what we watch while we work, right? So for example, sometimes Pew will play movies that we've already seen. Right now, for example, we are watching Harry Potter for the I don't know how many time. We love it. We love it. We replay Harry Potter in this house. Those movies, like, you never get tired of them. They're just such great movies to watch while you work. You would never believe it, but Pew actually has me watching right now Downton Abbey. A series that I never, ever would have watched. Like, just, no, that is not something I would ever watch of my own volition. Pew just started playing Downton Abbey because she goes like, hey, what do you want to watch? And I go, I don't care, just the noise. I need the noise. So sometimes she'll play something that she knows I'll like. Sometimes she just definitely takes my I don't care to heart and plays whatever. So she started playing Downton Abbey, and oh my God, am I invested in that? I'm invested in that shit now. Like, holy crap. Here's hey, Sabrina. Here's my thing with Downton Abbey. Why the fuck does Thomas still work there? Why is Thomas still employed? How How is Thomas not fired? That guy is the biggest dick in the history of dick. No, wait, actually, that sounds like a compliment. That there is no douchier than Thomas. How how is he still employed at Bounton? It just makes no sense to me that Thomas still has a job. None at all. Um, that, and I'm sorry, everybody's always talking about Mary and how wonderful Mary is and how beautiful Mary is and how Mary's the best, and I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I do not get it. But like I'm like marry this and marry that and marry, and I'm looking Mary and I'm like, eh. No, I mean, I definitely choose Sybil over Mary any day of the week, twice on Sundays. Like, yeah, I don't get it about Mary. Pew's favorite character is Grandmama. I think that's Pew's favorite character. Pew's favorite character is Grandmama. And which one did I say was my favorite? Yeah, and my favorite character. I mean, the character that I like the most is Cora. Oh yeah, and Anna. I like Cora and Anna. Those are the ones I like the most. But the most fun characters is the grandmother. Like that one is just she is just the most fun character. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Downton Abbey. Don't worry. So anyway, yeah, sometimes Pew plays stuff like that. She'll play Downton Abbey, and the thing about Pew is that Pew very rarely misses when she forces me to watch something. Like she'll be like, oh, we're gonna watch Downton Abbey, and I'm like, oh, don't make me watch that crap. And 2 days later, I'm here going, Lady Pew, Lady Pew, will you accompany me to like? So I think her biggest failure with me is you. I still don't understand how she can watch that garbage. Because she watches stuff that I am sitting here feeling bad that I'm enjoying it. Like she watches Emily in Paris, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, what's going on now? What's going on now? Oh no, how can you do that? Like, no, Outlander is legitimately good. I can't diss on Outlander. Outlander is legitimately good. I don't follow it because it's too big, and by the time she played it for me, it was already like you played it for me like in season 5, was it? Like something around season
No, three.
but by the time I've watched bits and pieces of Outlander, but I cannot diss Outlander. Outlander is legitimately good. Um so yeah, I will I totally get Outlander and yeah. Um Jane the Virgin? No, come on. We tried that one. That one was not good. Come on. No, no. We tried Jane the Virgin. No, no. I'm sorry. I'm not I can't be with you on Jane the Virgin. That one is no. No, no. I can't support Jane the Virgin. Um but you love how bad it is? Okay. No, she did play Jane the Virgin once, and no, that was incredibly bad. That was seriously bad. But anyway, so sometimes she'll just go like, I can't find anything. I can't find anything. I'm gonna play whatever. And so she played this series. I don't think she even thought it was a series. I think she thought it was a documentary, like just a one, like a documentary. Are there any Colombian shows, cartoons you recommend? Absolutely none of them. I have absolutely no cinematic or TV production from Colombia I can recommend. Now, other Colombians in the chat room might disagree. They are wrong. Um, No, please don't watch Ugly Betty. I don't want you to. I don't want that to be the image you have. Don't watch Ugly Betty. Come on. No. No, no, just no. Look, if I don't want to be cliched, but if you want something from Colombia, just have the coffee. The coffee is good. They say, or so they say. I don't drink coffee, but they say Colombian coffee is good. Have the Colombian coffee, and that's it. Yeah, you've experienced Colombia. The end. Um, Other than that, no, no, no. I can't recommend anything from Colombia. Sorry. Um, we make good coffee, and I think we also export bananas. So maybe you can get a good Colombian banana. Anyway, so Pew was in one of her days that she just goes like, you know what? I don't know what to play, so I'm gonna play whatever, and so she did. And so she plays something that at first we thought was like a movie documentary called The Mer People, right? The Mer People. And so I don't know what this is going to be about other than it's going to be about mermaids in some way. I don't think Pew knew either what it was going to be about. Like we knew it was going to be about mermaids. The the thing starts I don't think it starts very strong, but it's like it starts, and at that moment I'm already complaining. I'm already sick of it. I'm already like, this is the garbage that they make on Netflix. So at the beginning, it's like this thing that just makes you groan about people that dress up as mermaids and go do shows. Like this is the kind of thing, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be judgmental, but this is the kind of thing that only happens in the U.S. Right? Like this is not. This is like as US as it gets. This is as United Statian as it can be. Because this is about people whose job it is to be mermaids. And so they go to aquariums or birthday parties or whatever, and they make believe they're mermaids there, and they put a show. And so the whole thing is about people that do this professionally. And so at the beginning of the whole thing, I was like, what is this garbage? Like what is this garbage? Netflix. This is Netflix being 100% Netflix. And I was just like, oh, what is this? Are we gonna watch this? Are we gonna watch this crap? It's not a movie. It's a 4 episode series. And by the end of it, I was just sitting here like, I love you people. I love you. I love you, mer people. Oh, I hope you all do so well. Oh my god, I love you, mer people. Like that is like, trust me. It is so good. It is so good. By the end of it, I was like, "Oh my god, Sparkles, I hope you succeed in life. Sparkles, I love you, Sparkles." And and the Mertailor. Oh, the Mertailor. You are you are such a great man. And the other guy with the weird name that I'm not gonna remember. The guy that was also a musician. I mean, that also made mermaid music. Uh, what a great. It's just it was so good. It was so good. I I mean, all I can say seriously about this review is um it's extremely bingeable. which, oh, that sounds like a dirty word. It's extremely bingeable because it's just 4 episodes. So right, so this is not a series that requires like a huge investment on your part. This is like a series for you're there, you got a lazy afternoon, you're not doing anything. This is great. This is great for that. Um and seriously, just give that series a chance. It is so good. But yeah, that was this oh, it is just it catches you by surprise really because you spend most of the time at the beginning not caring. Like at the beginning you spend most of your time just going, "What is this shit? What professional mermaids, get out of here." And by the end you're like, "Oh my god, I hope all your dreams come true." That's really how it goes. that is that is 100% the progression of watching the Mer people. And I love it because it respects your time. You don't you don't have to spend like this isn't a series that expects you to just sit there and watch it for months and months. No, it's just 4 episodes. Anyway, that's what we saw this week. Oh, yes, and Sherlock. Okay, okay. Oh, yes, Sherlock. Okay, so remember I told you guys that Pew made me watch the Sherlock movie and I hated it and her a little bit? I did. I did. I hated the Sherlock movie so much. It was oh, it's so uh has anyone seen either the new Little Mermaid or the Mario movie? Mario movie. Holy crap, you haven't seen the Mario movie? The Mario movie is so good. It is so it's so incredibly good. Definitely go watch the Mario movie. I'm not saying the Little Mermaid is I'm not saying the Little Mermaid is no good because I can't. I haven't seen the Little Mermaid. Um so I can't tell you it's bad. I can tell you that I don't care. Like I because I'm not into Disney live action remakes, but I can absolutely tell you that the Mario movie is just like Lula says, 10 out of 10. That movie is absolutely great. Uh you will find yourself singing Peaches like just compulsively for the next week. Like just if you watch the Mario movie and next week you're not singing Peaches, something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. So I'll just say that, like the Mario movie, sing Peaches. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. Um, yeah. As for the Little Mermaid, I don't know. Can't tell you. Haven't seen it. Don't plan to see it. Um, I think for me, the Little Mermaid is the same situation as what happened with Aladdin. Um, we watched Aladdin like 2 years. That when was Aladdin? Okay, we watched Aladdin at my parents' house out of boredom in 2021. Yeah, and Aladdin came out. Uh, Aladdin came out in 2019. Okay. Uh, So we watched Aladdin like over a year later, after it came out. I think that's going to be the same situation with The Little Mermaid. Um, for us, like I know Pew likes The Little Mermaid, the original, a lot. I think normal. Okay, Pew likes The Little Mermaid normally. Um, I I I don't really have any feelings for The Little Mermaid. Uh oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kissing Wolves. I hope everything's all right. Um so yeah. So when it comes um to Little Mermaid, I'm just very, very much swept up in I don't care. I wish look, okay. Everybody knows I hate Disney, right? Like, of course, Thanatos. I mean, unless you don't want me to. And well, and even then, you could only apply that to yours. Um, Anybody that knows me knows I hate Disney, right? Um, Wait, what was I getting at with that? Little Mermaid. But I hate the live action remakes with a passion. I just I really, really hate live action remakes with a passion. And I hate Disney, but even I have to admit that there was a time that Disney did good stuff, right? There was a time that Disney was quality and all that, right? Same with Pixar. There was a time when Pixar was like I personally think uh Up is overrated, but there was a time when you knew that a Pixar movie was quality. You knew it was good. I thought Up was overrated. Um I thought that people's passion for Up had way too much to do with that sad intro. But then again, that's not easy to pull off. So and I think that's gone. I think that's gone. I think that this idea of Disney quality and Pixar quality, I think that's gone. I No, no, no. I think we also like the Jungle Book remake. I think we also like the Jungle Book remake. And here's the thing. The Jungle Book remake was a novelty when it came out. Right? When the Jungle Book remake came out, I remember my thoughts on it were, oh, they're taking this animated movie and making it into live action. That's interesting. That's interesting. And so I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool that they were making a live action version of this animated movie. That one time. I didn't know that they were going to do that with every single one of their movies. And here's the other thing. There's plenty of Disney animated movies that I would love for them to make a live action remake. Hey, how about a live action remake of The Black Cauldron? That would be pretty cool. I would love to see a live action version of The Black Cauldron. Here's the other thing, or at least in my opinion. The live action remake of The Jungle Book was not a word for word remake of the animated version of the Jungle Book. It was the Jungle Book, and they kind of just took the concept, took a lot of the movie, and made a new movie with it, which was sort of the same movie, but still different enough. when I saw the live action remake of The Lion King, I was seriously like, why? Why? This is not only did this not need to exist, it almost feels disrespectful to the original movie. It was the exact, it's not just disrespectful with the original movie, it's disrespectful with us. It was the exact same movie. It was it like this had no reason to exist. This had no reason to exist. It was the exact same movie. And then, oh, Beauty and the Beast, that was so bad. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast was so bad that I think it made me hate Emma Watson. Because we're watching Harry Potter in this house, and 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 you watch Harry Potter, and I'm like, Emma Watson is such a delight. I love Hermione. Oh, I hate I hate the Beauty and the Beast remake so much. Um Now what is my opinion on DreamWorks? Okay. I enjoyed up to Shrek 2. After Shrek 2, I stopped caring. Um I think wait, how to wait, let me remember which one are DreamWorks movies. DreamWorks animated movies. Okay, let's see. DreamWorks animated movies. What do we got? Okay. I liked Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2. If they made any others, I stopped caring after 2. Uh I think El Dorado was awesome. I liked Shrek 1 and 2. I stopped caring after 2. Um Never saw Shark Tale, never cared. Um People keep telling me that uh Megamind is basically me. And I did see Megamind. Um I thought Madagascar 1 was fun and I stopped caring after that. Have not watched Puss in Boots. Um I Rise of the Guardians was awesome. I really like Rise of the Guardians. That one was really, really cool. Um Monsters versus Aliens was really good. I like that one a lot too. Uh How to Train Your Dragon, I just can't watch it. I eventually watched the first one and I loved it. But I can't watch it. It reminds me too much of my two cats that have passed away. So I can't watch it. I can't deal with How to Train Your Dragon. So How to Train Your Dragon is just one of those things that I'm gonna have to not watch. Um Trolls is I haven't watched Trolls, but it's fascinating to me because I've heard that Trolls is like this incredible success of a movie. That like Trolls is like a huge hit in a lot of parts of the world. And I remember when I heard that Trolls was like this incredibly successful franchise, I was like, really? Trolls? Okay. Okay, yeah. I mean, sure, people. Okay. I mean, yeah, why not? Okay. Uh, sure, Trolls, I guess. Um, so yeah, there's that. And oh, I've heard that Ice Age is apparently like the the biggest thing in Russia. Uh, that Ice Age is like like this huge thing in Russia that they love Ice Age in Russia. Another one of those things that I don't know and I can't say, but yeah, it's supposed to be like this really, really gigantic thing in Russia. So fuck if I know. Um, it happens to me a lot that after a certain number of sequels, I stop caring, except Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is fascinating to me. Um, there's a few Fast and Furious movies that I genuinely think are great, which would be and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift. I think that movie is probably the best in the series. Uh Fast and Furious 5. I don't remember their names. They have ridiculous names like Fast 5 and actually Mao Fast and Furious is older than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Marvel is the new Fast and Furious. And also there's a lot more Marvel movies than Fast and Furious movies. Fast and Furious is from the late 90s. I think the first Fast and Furious is either 99 or 2000. Um oh, okay. You mean because they basically have superpowers now. But Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which is the third one, is I that movie is genuinely good. And um I think 5 is the one where I don't remember if 5 is the one where the Rock gets introduced, but that's the one where they go to Brazil. And that one is also really good. I think that one is really, really good. Um uh I used to like it a lot before it became obsessed with like family, and all that kind of stuff. And it didn't used to be. It didn't used to be obsessed with family and stuff like that. But I've watched every single no, okay. I've seen every single Fast and Furious movie up until 8. I have not seen Fast and Furious 9, so I haven't been able to watch Fast and Furious or Fast X because I don't want to watch it without watching 9. And 9 is the one where they go into space. So I want to watch it because I like if they're gonna go into space, I'm like, okay, I want to see them go into space, right? But I haven't seen 9. So yeah, I don't know what they do in Fast X. I suppose they do something, you know. Um, and I will watch it. I might have to reevaluate my relationship though. Pew keeps telling me that she'll watch it with me, but she won't. No, she won't. She says she says that she'll watch it with me, but there will never come a moment where I say, "Let's watch Fast and Furious," and she's gonna say, "Yeah, let's do that." No, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I think I think I might have to, you know. Oh, okay, Kissing Boo. Sorry to hear that, but I hope it's okay. Okay, let's see if I can. How am I doing on time? Okay, we're good. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. Oh, that's a nice expression. Okay. You saw Terminator 4 with Anna. Wait. There's no Terminator 4. There's Terminator 1, 2, 3, Salvation, Genesis, and Dark Fate. So, which one are we talking about? Salvation? I actually like Salvation. Uh we have 1 hour and 15 minutes, Thanatos. I like Salvation actually. I think Salvation is genuinely good. I thought it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'll defend Salvation. At least it tried to do something different, and it's fun. Yeah, I like it. Sure, it has a pretty bad CG Arnold, but considering the time, I think we can forgive it for that, right? You know. Oh, the other problem with Fast and Furious is that I actually don't know where to watch it. It's the same situation with The Simpsons. I keep trying to get Pew to watch The Simpsons, and I'm sure she would if I could find a place to watch The Simpsons. Disney only has the last 2 seasons of The Simpsons. Are we going to watch the new Spider Man? I don't know why, because I really like Into the Spider Verse. I really like it. But for some reason, I don't feel in a hurry to watch the new one. I don't know why. I don't know why, because I haven't even seen the trailer. I don't know why I'm not excited about this one, and I really like the last one, but I don't know why I'm not excited about this one. I have no explanation for it. I do know that if it's not in English, I don't want to watch it. It is in English? Oh. Uh what? Maul makes a good point. Well, it depends on what time we go to watch it. We could watch it in the cinema with no kids. Like if we go to City Plaza and watch it there, like in a nice kind of late schedule. The thing is, and I think I spoke about this the other day here, which is I'm just sick of multiverses. I'm just sick of multiverses. And I don't think I'm eager of watching a Spider-Man movie where everybody is Spider-Man. It's like, no. I like superhero movies where the power that the superhero has makes them special and different. I don't know if I want to watch a movie where the power the superhero has is the same power everybody else has. Like everybody is Spider-Man now. It's not special. So I don't know. Maybe if we're bored this weekend, like if we need a break on Saturday evening or something. We have a lot of work to do this weekend. So maybe if we need a break, we could go watch Spider-Man. What other movie I want to watch is coming out? I want to watch The Flash. The Flash looks like it could be fun. Especially because I'm a DC movie defender. I actually like DCU movies. I actually liked Superman and I actually liked Batman versus Superman, and I really like Justice League. Uh, you saw Pew made some really cute photos of a Dashant. There's a friend of ours that how many does she have now?
I don't know, something like 15.
Last time I visited her, she had 16. And wiener dogs. Uh plus cats and another couple of dogs that are not Dachshunds and a cow and all like yeah. So when one of the Dachshunds has puppies, she hires Pew to go take photos of them so that she can find homes for them. And that has already happened twice in the past year. Yeah, maybe a
Yeah.
year. So, oh, it's like they're like the sweetest, cutest thing ever. It's like, but that also happens a lot in Pew's job. I think she's breeding them on purpose. I don't know if it's on purpose. I don't know. I don't know. I think it just happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, no, no. Just like has dogs and then they fuck.
She has dogs and they fuck. Okay. She lives like on a farm. Like I said, she has a cow and chickens and cats and other dogs that are not wiener dogs, although not a lot. And like uh, but what? I think I said cats. Um and all those wiener dogs. And yeah, she lives on a farm. Okay. I don't think there's such a thing, Mao, as horny dogs. I think there's just dogs. Like like that's it. I don't think I don't think the addition of horny is really necessary. There's just dogs, and anyway, next week. Wait, is it next week that you're gonna go to the? Okay, next week Pew is going to what's that? A dog rescue? A foundation? Yes, a shelter. Thank you. That's the word. Next week, Pew's gonna go to a shelter. Um, and they have how many is it? 50, 40. But are these the adults or the puppies?
Mix.
Okay. So basically, she's gonna do some charity work at a shelter, which is something that Pew does. She offers like free photos for dog shelters so that they can find homes for the dogs. Uh, so she's gonna be going next week to a dog shelter here so they can use those photos to find homes for the dogs. Are there any digital art programs you recommend for people who can't afford Photoshop? Yes. Yeah, oh no, absolutely. Okay. But wait, are we talking free or just cheaper than Photoshop? Because I have answers for oh, free. Okay, free. Free. Um I think when it comes to free, Krita is supposed to be the best you can get. So I think if you're using Krita and you need it to be free, I think that's it. Um there are alternatives to Photoshop that are cheaper than Photoshop, but not necessarily free. But if you need them to be free, I think Krita is your choice. Um, yeah. I don't know how you feel about piracy, and I'm pretty sure on YouTube I can't promote piracy, so I'm just gonna leave that at that. Um, but if you want a legal program that is free, I do believe Krita is probably your best choice. Um, there are good cheap options. If you have a tablet, Procreate is a good option. Well, I mean, if you have an iPad, Procreate is a good option, and Procreate is like I think it's like $10, probably more, but not by a lot. I think last time I heard it was $10. I don't know how much it is now. Of course, you'd have to have an Apple Pen or whatever it's called, but uh, I do always say that I don't personally like Procreate, but if you have an iPad and you have the pen, then might as well because it is good. Like I wouldn't spend my money to get like I wouldn't do the whole spending of getting an iPad and getting a pen just to get Procreate. But if you already have the iPad and you already have the pen, then I don't see why you wouldn't get Procreate since it's only like $10 and it's actually quite good. So yeah. If you are looking for a program like Photoshop but just cheaper, then I would recommend Clip Studio Paint, which is not free and it's not even free of subscription anymore, but it is cheaper than Photoshop. So there's that. I highly recommend Coral Painter, which is way more expensive than any of those two options, but sometimes Coral Painter goes on Humble Bundle. And so while Coral Painter is like $400, normally if you get it on Humble Bundle, it cost me $25, and I highly recommend Coral Painter. It depends on the thing being pirated. If it's a game that was never released to the public and the only way to get it via emulator and ROMs, then I'll all right for it. Well, I don't know how you feel about Adobe products. I've heard a lot of people say that like it's always morally correct to pirate Adobe products. I don't I don't really know how I feel about that. Um I'm not exactly like I'm using Photoshop right now, right? Like right here where I am, I'm using Photoshop. But Photoshop really kind of stealth um got married to AI. Like we were all super concerned with Midjourney and Chat GPT and I as an artist was so focused on hating Midjourney and Dolly and all those programs, and I hate them with a passion. And suddenly, Photoshop is like super into AI, and I'm just here like, wait, when did this happen? I like, and I know, I know, some of you are probably sitting there thinking like, dude, Photoshop has been doing that for ages. Yeah, I really didn't notice when that happened. And I was just sitting here minding my own business, hating all the other AI programs, and then suddenly Photoshop is like, fuck it, we love AI. And oh, I totally get that, Thanatos. I wouldn't pay for Photoshop either, but we do get so much use out of the Adobe package in this house. I edit my videos in After Effects. Pew uses, like, we both use Photoshop a lot because Pew works as a photographer and also she works editing photos. Um they added that stupid little toolbar that reads. I deactivated it. I deactivated my toolbar. Yeah, I didn't want to, like, it was just, it's not even so much that it bothers me. Uh it just gets in the way. So I got rid of it. But I'm not exactly happy with how Photoshop basically just sort of stealth um shoved AI in there, and suddenly AI all over Photoshop. And I'll admit that it feels less worse than Midjourney. Um, because Midjourney just straight up offends me. Um I remember a post I saw recently. Where is there AI in Photoshop? It's coming. It's okay. So if you look on YouTube right now, Thanatos, you will find that YouTube is infested with videos about the generative image that Photoshop has now. So right now, Photoshop has this bar. I'm gonna show it to you. Where is it? Contextual taskbar, right? So right now, Photoshop has this bar right here that's called the contextual taskbar. And so right now, what you can do with that contextual taskbar is very, very simple, right? Like it allows you to, let's say, for example, I'm gonna have everything here. So you can select subject and it's gonna select the subject. Um, and from there you can do stuff like um, contextual erasing and filling and stuff like that. But when you pay for Adobe, you also have access to, you can install parallel to Photoshop, you can install Photoshop Beta. It opens as a separate program and it's basically what's coming next in Photoshop. So right now, if you install Photoshop Beta, that contextual bar also has generative images on it. And if you do a selection, it opens a text field where you can write in AI prompts. I don't have it installed. I don't have Photoshop Beta installed right now, so I wouldn't be able to show you. But yeah, you basically um can, you can just select an area of the, like, I've seen some pretty incredible demonstrations. Like you just select an area and like, oh, like for example, I could select her torso and say um a sweater, and so Photoshop will give her a sweater, and it it works really well, and it's just in beta. So yeah, it's a big deal. Now the thing is, it seems less scummy to me than stuff like Midjourney and stuff, because I live with a photo editor, and I can see a lot of ways that that could actually make Pew's life easier when she's editing photos, right? Like when she's editing photos and maybe she needs to get rid of something in the background or stuff like that. I really can see how that would make her life easier. Like it really does have a lot of features that I think when it comes to photo editing could make her life easier. And according to Adobe, uh the source of all those images is Adobe stock, where everybody has opted in. Like apparently it's all stuff that they are authorized to use, unlike Midjourney and stuff like that. Do we believe them? I don't know. I like, I mean, is anything gonna change if I don't believe them? What are my opinions on the neural filters that change the art style of your drawing? I use them all the time, not to change the art style, though. But I use the neural filters all the time. They are very, very useful to kind of make color adjustments and repair parts of the image and stuff like that. The neural filters are very, very interesting. They don't really, they're not really very heavy kind of AI image generators, the neural filters. They they're kind of the way I think about them is the neural filters in Photoshop are more just like smart filters, right? Like they're just like really interesting, really useful, like the filters that we've always used, except they've got a little bit more punch to them, and that's it. Like it doesn't really like I've used neural filters a lot, and at no point have I felt like it's kind of taking over any part of the image for me. Um, which is why I feel that the Photoshop AI for photo editing is not as bad as like using something like Midjourney or something like that for creating images, because um like I said, living with a photo editor, I've never seen uh like if Pew has to erase, I don't know, a wart from one of the people in the photos, I've never seen her excited about it. Like I've never seen, thank you, Pew. I've never seen her be like, oh no, now there's an AI that will erase this wart for me. Like, oh no, they took away my, like, no, that's just really just making her life easier. And that's it, right? Like, so for example, the other day she was editing some photos of a couple with like a random horse, and every now and then she had to remove stuff from the background, and like, yeah, if there was a software that could just erase that background for you, I'm sure she would not be unhappy about it. Like that's not, that's just making her life easier, which is what I think AI was supposed to do, right? That's like what they promised us AI would do. AI was supposed to take over the stuff nobody wanted to do. AI was supposed to take over the boring jobs, the risky jobs, the stuff that was like we were all here wishing that somebody would do. That was supposed to be what AI was going to take over. Not not the the cool job, the stuff that we did want to do, right? Like I've seen a lot of posts saying like, know why are we still doing all the manual labor and AI gets to do the art? I realize that it's weird me saying this since I do the art, not the manual labor, but you got my point. Anyway, I think the neural filters are very useful. Yeah. In conclusion, I think the neural filters are very useful, and um, But anyway, when it comes to the AI that Photoshop is using, I can see that they kind of went into bed with AI without, like, they did a little sneak attack there. And so I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I haven't seen it like replacing artist work, but I can see it going in that direction pretty soon. And all I can say about that is, oh man, I wish it didn't. But we all know it's gonna. It's like, oh, I sure hope you don't do what we all know you're gonna do. And yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Uh but like I was saying before, I'm definitely like throughout the whole process of what's happened with AI generated images and stuff like that, I have definitely reached the point where I agree with a post I saw not too long ago, which was, yeah, you know what? I'm tired of being like devil's advocate. I'm tired of which I've never been like, right? I've never been open to the idea, but you know what? If if you are a person that uses AI to generate images, I'm sorry. We are, at least at a professional level, we are enemies. And I know that's harsh. I know maybe somebody listening here is so like, wait, oh, are you saying we're enemies? Yes, 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 I am. Um, because it's just gotten to a point where it's just no, no, it's just gotten to a point where I just can't stand it anymore. I've seen so many artists I admire go that route, and it is just so much. It's just so disappointing. And really, what kind of pushed me over the edge was this past month doing the face challenge and having to go on Pinterest every day. And the way that Pinterest is infested with AI images, it's just, oh my god, it's gotten to a point. Like one day I was in bed looking at images to get a reference for the image I was going to do the next day. And I don't know, Pinterest knows I'm an artist, I guess, because it recommends a lot of art to me. And so, I just kind of checked out an image, thought it was cool. Like, oh, that's an interesting art style. I want to see more of it. So I followed the image on Pinterest, and it took me to a page with image recommendations, and it was all like they were all images, right? Like none of them were photos or anything like that. And all of them, all of them, all of Pinterest's so-called art recommendations were AI images. All of them. And it was just such a bummer. It was such a bummer. Um I'm actually planning to talk about that when the video for the art challenge comes out, which I'm planning to bring out in a couple of weeks. But I actually do plan to talk about that because I don't think Pinterest is a good place to post art anymore. I'm on DeviantArt and I blocked all AI tags, but I still get AI pictures popping up. Okay, wait. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Right now, she looks like she's wearing khaki pants. I need to fix that. That's not a good look. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Wait, let me turn on the light. Yeah, but my ring light is over there. It's not practical to be putting it back there. We need to think about the setup a little bit, but not right now. I'm DeviantArt and I blacked all AI tags, but I still get AI pictures popping up. I blocked the people who uploaded. It's just a plague right now. AI art. And look, I haven't started any fights. I haven't started any fights just because I'm not a big believer in fighting on the internet. So I'm not, I won't. Uh but there's a lot of people that I don't think they even know that I'm like, but I don't know if I'm the only artist that this is happening to, but there's a lot of people online that I've seen give into AI art that, again, I'm not going to fight anybody online. And welcome back, Mr. Moko. I'm not going to fight anybody online, but there's a lot of people online that I'm like, yeah, you're dead to me. You're just, yeah, I'm sorry. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. Like, there's a lot of people online that, yeah, you're dead to me. I just, no, no, sorry. Every time people around me talk about AI, it's only about text generators. Yeah, that's the thing, that class. When it was just like Midjourney and Dolly and whatever, people were talking about those. But now that like Chat GPT and all those kind of things are there, they just stopped caring about Midjourney and all that kind of stuff. Um, which I think is both good and bad because on one part I want people to care, right? But on the other part, I'm hoping that if people stop caring about those things, then the assholes that are using them might not want to use them as much anymore, Because the people, the talentless people using AI image generators are obviously doing it because they want that sort of artistic validation and they're not getting it, right? Like you do see them get it maybe from like, okay, let me see if I can organize this into a coherent thought. So here's the thing. When you see people uploading this kind of image to the internet, they're normally seeking for validation from, like, as an artist, like, oh my god, you make such amazing images. And the thing is, very, very few big name artists are into it, right? So that artist that you admire, that you wish would, senpai notice me, kind of thing, they're not gonna. They're not gonna. If anything, they're probably gonna hate you. Now, I'm not saying I'm anybody's senpai. I'm not saying that anybody is out there going senpai notice me with me, but I can tell you that, like, if you're trying to get me to notice you, uh, by using AI generated images, you are gonna get me to hate you. That's definitely something that's gonna happen. Um, uh, that I think that's I think I'm gonna use that. But the thing, okay, here's something. I can't say any names because, of course, I gotta keep that level of privacy. But um, in the circles where I move at the university, it is a relevant discussion. But since I'm the guy at the university, like I am in charge of illustration. Um, Fortunately, to this point, the university has been nice enough that they are basically right now. The university's attitude is that whatever I say regarding AI generated images is what they're going with. And so since I say no, right now it's no. Now I'm not saying that it's only because I say no, right? Like I don't have that much power, but at least for this semester, they did kind of go like, okay, what do you say? And I said no, and so no. And um at the end of the semester, we had a student. At the end of the semester, we had a student that that used AI to to do one of their assignments. And I had free reign to like no discussion, not even didn't even have to bring it up. I saw a student that used AI to do their assignment, and I just gave them a zero, and that was the end of it. That was the end of it, and yeah, yeah, like it wasn't. I did report them. I did kind of go like, hey, look, this happened because I'm not my own boss, of course. But so I did report them. I did go, hey, look, I had this situation pop up. There's a student that used AI, and here's the AI images that they made. And and they were like, yeah, I mean, if you say that they have to lose, and that's it. So that was good. That was good because it was like, okay, I'm glad that I'm getting that support there. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is that like I don't have to argue it right now. Like right, like the students don't like it's not open for discussion. Like I don't have to listen to their opinions and stuff like that. It's like um no, absolutely not, and the end. Um, I was that student's favorite teacher. Nah, they weren't a very good student. By the way, Lula, in case you're wondering, that wasn't from your group. So, because Lula was my student this semester. So maybe Lula's there, like, who did that? Like, no, 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 Lula, don't worry about it. Wasn't anybody in your group. Wasn't the other group. The thing with using, and hello, inspiration. The thing with using AI, it it is you are right, inspiration, in that it's just a lot. Oh, Miss Phlox. Oh, I haven't seen you in such a long time. How are you? So nice to see you. So the thing about the inspirations, sorry, the inspiration. I was reading your name. The academic setting is definitely that. Yeah, you can't use it in this setting because it just makes no sense, right? Like in an academic setting, it makes no sense. Um, Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to all settings, right? Like there's definitely a lot of places where it's going to be a little bit more open to argument, and it's not going to be so open and uh It's not going to be so open shut. Oh yeah, yeah. No, no, and I'm happy that it was allowed, right? That I was allowed. Use AI at work? How do you feel about that? Okay, now I think if the person that doesn't uh if the person that has no artistic skill wait, the sound crashed? Oh, on your side. Oh, okay. I think if the person that doesn't have any artistic skill is using AI to to get their idea across, right? And they are, and they openly admit it, right? Like it's not like a situation where they're saying, um, you know, like look at this amazing art that I made or anything like that. But it's more like, hey, okay, look, I can't draw. Here's the idea that I have. Up to that point, I'm okay with it because it's like, oh, okay, you're just using it to explain visually to me what you want to explain. The point where I would have a problem with it is if I have to work on that, right? So like, yes, exactly, like Nat class says, or Aranea for those of you that don't know Aranea is Nat class. Like, if it's just a matter of like, hey, look, I can't draw. This is this is what I have in mind. Oh, okay, great. You're using this as a way to express your idea. We're good. But if it comes to the point where it's like work on it, like okay, here's the AI image. Work off of that. That at that point, no, that's where I would have to draw the line and say no. No, that for me is now too far. Um Especially because that shit is risky. Like you can't copyright any of that stuff. So what then? Right? Like you want me to work on an image that we can't actually claim as ours. That's that's a risky proposition in my opinion. Enjoy Spider-Man, Lula. Did you participate in today's challenge? Did you upload anything to Discord? I was hoping you would. Yes, you did. Oh, okay, great. I'll check it out at the end of the stream. That's awesome. Well, uh Lula, be sure to come hang out on Tuesday and let us know what you thought of Spider-Man. And I do hope you enjoy it though, or at least the popcorn. For props and background stuff, we need to fill. Sometimes we do model things off of the AI as replacement for concept art. So the information it provides is incomplete for a 3D artist. Well, I think I'd be okay with that if the source of the AI was ethical, but it's not. Like AI is not ethically. Whoa, okay. AI is not ethically sourced. So at that point, like what happens to all the artists that AI stole from? How much time do I have? Oh, I have very little time. No, I mean, I totally get it in the sense that like, you know, you're not the boss. Uh, you know, um, you got a job and you do your job and that's it. Um, but 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 I really it's something that's like okay. First of all, for me, there's the whole ethics of it, and that like yeah, we're stealing from other artists. Um, so right off the bat, like it's there's that like we're stealing. Um, and second, I just don't like the idea of being made to use a tool that if it gets good because and 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 I'm sorry to have to say this because you work there, but I just can't be comfortable if a company is comfortable with using this tool. I think it's a clear sign that once the tool is good enough to replace me, they will do it. Um, which I mean, I know is probably uh, uh oh oh wow, okay, that's that's well, I mean, there you go. Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, it's in the name, so. But yeah, that would be like one of my main concerns. Like, if you're Yeah, but that is wow. They even changed the name of the company? Man, that's no, I can't you know, I'd never like a job is a job, right? And you know, you gotta do your job, right? So like you know, it's stuff that like I understand the idea like yeah, I wish they weren't doing it, but you know, you have a job and you got to do it, right? So I you know, I sympathize with that part of it. In that case, I kind of, you know, I hate the company, not the artist that is forced to do uh this kind of stuff in order to make a living, right? I really wish I really wish wow, I really wish that wasn't the case, but it is what it is. Recently, hey CJ, how are you? Just woken up. Ah, well, that other side of the world. Crazy stuff. Like one situation that I had arise this week was an author that I used to work with. And I'm gonna clarify that it was not Famine, right? Because Famine hangs out here a lot. I work with Famine. He's a great client of mine, and so I'm not talking about Famine. I'm talking about another author that I used to work with a while back, and I haven't worked with for a while. And recently, he posted on Facebook uh the like images from his upcoming novel, and they were AI generated. And so first of all, I was very disappointed, of course, but it did put me in a dilemma of what should I say. This is not a person that I would consider my friend. Like I don't consider them, you know, like it's not like we had a falling out, like we're enemies or something like that. No, but you know, I don't talk with them enough to be like, you know, I'm not close to them. Like for example, if Mao started posting AI images, I'd, you know, I'd go to Mao and I'd tell him, hey Mao, we gotta talk. And I'd tell him, hey Mao, look, this that you're doing is not good. This is, you know, you. I'd probably kick his ass. And he would deserve it. But this person is not that situation, right? Like this person, I'm not that close. But still, they started posting images of their upcoming book and they're AI generated. I don't know if I should say anything. I guess I shouldn't because I'm not that close to this person. So, I'd rather just not, like just treat it as none of my business. Um, but it was kind of like, well, guess I'm done with that person. What would I say? I think what I would say would fundamentally be around the lines of, look, you're not an artist, so I know, so I understand, right? I understand that you not being an artist, you're probably not aware of the damage that you're causing. You're probably not aware that, you know, you're taking work away from artists and not necessarily from me, from, other aspiring artists, from people that might need uh no, like I said, CJ, since I'm not like that close to the guy, I said nothing. If I were close to the guy, I would have said something. Like if an artist friend of mine that I consider close enough starts posting AI stuff, I'll say something. I'll say something, especially if it's like somebody that's close to me and that is a former student of mine. Like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna let that slide in that case. But in this case, it's like, well, I mean, what? Because I made some images for you one time, we're now like, no, no, we're not that close. Um, it must be really weird to be in the learning stages of art right now, right? Right? Like this has got this like to be a person that's just learning right now and considering if this is a viable career option. Oh, this has got to be really. This is not good for somebody that's just in that part. Um, Oh, I can't help you on that one, Thanatos. I don't use Krita. I don't know if anybody here does. Let's see. That is an interesting way of looking at it, Mo, because I have to say, up until now, my my position regarding me talking about AI generated images on like YouTube or the internet has been that I don't feel like I have anything to add to the discussion that hasn't been said already. But when you put it the way you just put it does make sense to say something about it, right? Like when you put it that way. Yeah, because up until now my position was, well, I don't really feel like I have anything to add to this discussion, um other than what has already been said, right? Like up until now I feel like it's a matter of like, well, go check out Carla Ortiz. She's great. She's amazing, and she's and you'll pretty much hear everything you need to hear from her. But yeah, I do think you make a good point. gonna have to look at it from that point of view. Um, yeah, so that's definitely gonna be a future topic, I guess. I think my wow, I think I didn't manage my time very well on this one because I am not at the point yet where I'm giving it the rain effect, and I'm running out of time. And I'm not gonna rush it because I like it. I like the way it's looking. So I might have to have an unfinished image today. Uh, I think it'll get better and regulated. How new technology brings ethical and legal discussions. I do think it regulation is coming because there are some very, very interesting legal cases that have been taking place ever since this whole thing basically started. And while as I haven't seen any of it falling along the lines of like, the value of art and artists and their role in society and stuff like that. Um I think copyright is just what's gonna save us here. Right? Copyright is what's gonna save us. Right now, one of those kind of key cases that has happened and that we definitely have to sort of use as an example is the one with the book. I forget the name. That a guy made a book. Wait, no, I think it was a comic, graphic novel, or something using AI, and so the the ruling on it was the plot is the only thing you can claim copyright on. Um, the plot is the only thing you can claim copyright on. The the rest of it you can't copyright. And I think that's definitely what we're gonna have to latch on to. I wish we could latch on to more than that. I wish we could maybe take the discussion more along the lines of, you know, we can, but should we? The Jurassic Park discussion, we we got so caught up in what we can do that we never stopped to ask ourselves if we should do it. But I don't think that's gonna be I don't think that's gonna be the discussion anytime soon. So hey, you know, I think the greed of the corporations is gonna be for once what's gonna save us on this one. And like, oh, okay, this means that you can't copyright stuff, that it's gonna be money out of your pocket. I guess that's where it's gonna end up going in our favor. Here's the thing. It's a big bummer to me though, because as far as I'm concerned, in terms of the potential for having fun, that's like, oh man, you have to ruin this thing that was actually kind of fun. Look, there's a YouTube channel. I don't remember the name of the channel because this is not the name of the YouTube channel. But there's like this YouTube channel that is putting up videos called I think it's called Harry Spotter. If you look it up on YouTube, it's It's called Harry Spotter. And it's basically a bunch of YouTube videos as if Hogwarts were a gym. And what Harry Potter does, Harry Spotter does, is lift weights. So it's basically like this, like a bunch of AI generated images of all the characters in Harry Potter, super muscular, and they're just talking about the plot of Harry Potter, but they replace everything with gym stuff. So Harry Potter wants to lift the unliftable whatever, and it's just like, yeah, like for memes, and like, yes, you know, I want to see what it would be like if everybody at Hogwarts was super buff. Great. Like that's what this should be used for. That's what. Have I seen Harry Potter by Balenciaga? No, I have not. Like that's the kind of stuff where I go, yes, yes, yes. That's what you should be doing. You should be just going like, hey, look, I got this joke. Look what happens if we make every. There's this. There's another YouTube channel that I saw that is like classical music for going to the gym. So it's basically a classical music mix. No modification there. It's just the classical music. And it's like, hey, look, here's some classical music that you might enjoy at the gym. And the images in the videos are like these old Renaissance paintings of like these classical musicians, but they're all lifting weights. It's like, yeah, that that's the kind of stuff that we should be doing. Not yeah, not stuff that's like the kind of work that makes me go like, hey, you know, I could have done that job. No, no, no. Just the stuff that's like, yeah, this isn't somebody's job. This is just a quick joke that you wanted to make, and that's the fun. At that point, I'm like, yeah, you know, this is what I wish we had kept this at, and that's it. Nobody's gonna go uh watch Harry Spotter and say like, oh my god, this is art. This guy is art. This guy is an artist. This guy's talented. No, it's just, yeah, this guy's funny. This guy's funny. It's a joke. It's a joke, and it made me laugh. The end. It's a meme. And even then, I would still prefer it if you just hired an artist. Opinions on the AI generated Seinfeld stream. I heard about it, but I never got to watch it. And by the time I heard about it, I think it had already been removed. Um but I think in cases like that, I'm okay with it because it's like, okay, look, Seinfeld isn't a thing anymore. Uh Seinfeld is more like Seinfeld is basically a meme unto itself. So the idea of, hey, look, here's it's an interesting experiment, in my opinion. The AI generated Seinfeld stream. It was an interesting experiment, which I do think we should still do those things. We still should um experiment, right? Like yes, I do, as much as I am against AI generated images when they replace artists, I think that it's important that we still experiment and see what we can do with technology, right? So I thought it sounded like an interesting experiment. I never got to watch it. So when I heard about it, I thought to myself, that sounds interesting. And that's it. That's all I can say because never got to watch it. Um, like Nat Class says, Seinfeld is still under copyright, so I suppose that was the end of that. And in the sense that, like, yeah, I guess they couldn't do very much with it because Seinfeld is copyrighted, and that was the end of it. Um, and when it comes to copyright, I have to admit I am very much on the side of the creators, uh, which shouldn't be weird. I'm a creator myself, right? I'm of course going to be on the side of the creators. Uh, look at it this way. Um, I hate Disney. I hate Disney with a passion. I hate Disney so much that I think you guys are sick and tired of me saying that I hate Disney. Like, yes, we know, oh, you hate Disney. Good for you. Okay. I hate Disney, but I don't think Mickey Mouse should be um public domain. No. Um like does that like I okay. It's okay, but I mean let's skip over any argument of did Walt Disney actually create Mickey Mouse and all that kind of stuff because we're never gonna get anywhere there. I'm like oh Walt Disney copied the idea from this or that or anything like that. Like yeah, I don't think we know for sure. Let's start on the assumption that Walt Disney still did create Mickey Mouse. I think that as part of the modern day culture, things like Mickey Mouse, even though I hate Mickey Mouse, but things like Mickey Mouse or Superman and Spider Man and stuff like that should open to a degree, right? Like, for example, do you guys remember that case that I don't even know if it was true or not in the end? I remember reading something about that it wasn't true, but you guys remember that case of like that they put like Spider-Man on some person's grave and and like I think I also read that like actually didn't happen or something like that, but like at that point it's like yeah, these things, they're part of our culture now. They're part of the culture of the world. And so I think they should open up in that sense, right? And I think that stuff like yes, Steamboat Willie is part of the world now, right? And I shouldn't have to pay to watch I don't know. Is Gone with the Wind old enough? Right? Like just like you know what? I shouldn't have to pay anybody to read Lovecraft, right? Like no, Lovecraft is old enough that I shouldn't have to pay anybody. Anybody that had anything to do with Lovecraft is long gone dead, and nobody should be right. But at the same time, it's like okay, but I also get the idea that only only Marvel should be able to make Spider-Man comics, right? Like no, look, I should be able to take that cultural aspect of Spider-Man and like have him on a birthday cake or put him on somebody's gravestone or stuff like that. But only Marvel should make Spider-Man comics. I know what I'm saying is like not super like defined or super like dude, so what is it? What are the other? Um but 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 yeah, it's kind of like yeah, look, I shouldn't have to pay money to watch something that's old enough to be in the public domain. Uh but at the same time, I don't think um anybody should be able to create uh a movie with Mickey Mouse, right? Like I think only Disney should be able to create Mickey Mouse movies, which I'm gonna hate anyway. But I shouldn't have to pay to watch Steamboat Willie. Does that make any sense? Does that explain my point of view at all? Yeah, it's like yeah, I think you know Spider-Man should belong to all of us. But I don't want to read comic like okay, they ruined Spider-Man, but at the same time, I think that these things do lose a lot of their value if anybody can make them, right? So, uh, but that's the thing, I'm not a copyright lawyer, so I don't really know how to explain my point of view on that very well or at all. And and the way I see it, it's a matter of wait, what? Okay. And the way I see it, it's a matter of okay, I don't really know how you guys are going to solve this. I I know in the end the whole discussion is more about money than anything else. And at that point it's like, well, I'm not really, as a creator myself, I'm not so concerned about the money. Why? Because I'm not, I don't really know how I feel in the sense of like, okay, who should get to say what happens with the Lord of the Rings? Well, I don't really know. I don't really know who should get to say what happens with the Lord of the Rings. What I do know is that if we all get to do whatever we want with the Lord of the Rings, I don't know. Okay, wait. I think it will create a new type of workflow for artists. I think it will become a tool in a similar way as photo bashing and compositing. It is nothing more than a complex query. Cannot create anything new just yet. Well, then it must not be very surprising to you that my position is kind of the same as my position with photo bashing. Um, because I don't respect artists that photo bash either. So, but again, it's a much more complex issue than just I don't respect artists that photo bash. Um, man, no, like I've spoken a lot about how I feel about photo bashing. Um, but it's like I think photo bashing is only valid under certain contexts and certain situations. And I think photo bashing is only valid when art is not being appreciated as art, but as a step in a process. Right. So when the art that's being made is not is not being is not being appreciated as a piece of art, but as a step in a process to create something else, then I guess photo bashing becomes a valid tool. But a person that photo bashes is not creating something that I will value as art. And I think that is okay because I don't think they care anyway. It's more about getting stuff done on time and delivering what needs to be delivered. And well, at that point, it's like, well, we're not even talking about art anymore. We're talking about a product. Now, I'm most certainly familiar with the idea of delivering a product, being an illustrator for role playing games myself, but I do have the good fortune of working in an industry where time is a little bit more appreciated than the video game industry. In the video game industry, the time that it takes to create art is normally not appreciated. It's in the video game industry, the time that it takes to create an art piece is more of an inconvenience than you know, part of the process. So at that point, to me, it's like, well, I guess there's not really much to say in that regard. You know, if we're talking about art as a product, then and it's a product, and that's the way we're treating it. But all that being said, look at the time. Well, I guess I didn't finish today. But let's see what happened with the people that did. Well, she is starting to look wet. Well, that's most certainly a thing I just said. She is starting to look wet, but not quite wet enough. Like she still needs to look a lot more wet than what she looks now. So this definitely needs a lot longer in the oven before I can consider her to look like she's in the rain. But let's see what we got in the Discord. Okay, so it is 6:08. Wow, I went overboard today. And you sabotage the drawing by keeping me talking. No, but that's what we're here for. Inspiration, that's what we're here for. I'm about to choke on a piece of mango. No, I think I got here. I'm good. Okay. Like, you know me. First of all, you know I love to talk. Second, I'm here to talk. So whatever you do that's going to keep me talking is greatly appreciated. But anyway, today was art challenge. And today's art challenge was in the rain. The idea was to generate an image where the character looks, or whatever we're drawing looks like it's in the rain. So as always with the art challenge, it is open to whoever wants to participate. I do apologize for how dark I look right now. Wait, let me see it. Maybe. Okay, this is not. Oh, that's a lot of light. Okay, sure. Yeah, maybe turn on yours. Maybe that'll help. Oh, that's way better. Thank you. Um, so as you know, with Art Challenge, everybody is welcome to participate. All skill levels. We receive any technique. We do not receive AI art though. But other than that, everything is welcome. And so now from the Discord, we take the images that got generated. And we start today with an image from Void, also known as Felix. And here we go. Wait, it didn't finish loading. It didn't finish loading. There we go. So this one is from Void, otherwise known as Felix. And it says Night Statue in the Rain. If I'm not mistaken, this is 3D art. I think Blender, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Felix, you've been at it. You've been at it in Blender. The blur effect on that rain is really, really nice, and the image has a very awesome gloomy effect. But the thing I like the most about it, well, actually, there's two things. There's two things that I like a lot about it. One is how is the angle, right? Like the angle is very, 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 very good for that night and for catching the rain and stuff like that. So that angle, that camera angle works really, really well. And the other thing I like a lot is the way the light is hitting the armor because it's generating that line on the arm and the upper thigh and the helmet that really kind of silhouettes that suit of armor. So you don't need to see all the details just by getting that hit of light on the knight. You kind of get all the visual information that you need. So I really like that. And I also love the the lens blur, but I'm a huge fan of lens blur. So there's that. Okay, so that one is from Felix. This next one is from Lula, also known as Laura Rojas, in the chat room. She's not here right now because she left to go watch Spider-Man something something verse. So she's not here right now, but so here we have it. Here's her. I think in the chat room she's Laura Reds, right? I really like the chain in this one. I like the chain, and I like the way like the rain is kind of like pouring down the face and all that kind of stuff. Really bold with like the circular cheek marks right here and here. And I really like this way of defining the nose. Kind of gives it that button nose sort of thing. Of course, the the splatters of rain work really well. It's very sketchy. I like it. Very nice. But she's not here right now, so let's not stay on that too long. So wait, Thanathus, if you're still in the chat room, when you asked if I was gonna show the images, was I supposed to show yours or not? I never kind of ended up very clear on that. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so this one is from Thanatus, The Farm, which you said you would do. The farm is sold. It says here, okay, no, you just got the images used for reference and stuff like that. Okay, it's a work in progress. Well, hey, mine is too. So, my internet is very slow today. Why? Okay. Okay, here is the one from. Oh, you know me. I'm a sucker for skulls. Anything with a skull and I'm sold. Okay. So this next one is from Mao. Uh and so Mao tells us I love that you do the whole comic cover thing, volume 1. Um I don't think your comic would be approved by the Comics Code Authority though. Pretty sure your comic is spicier than the Comic Code Authority would allow. Also, Mao, but this has nothing to do with the effect of the rain and stuff like that. Which, by the way, um, the way you solved the the wetness of the character within your style works really really well, right? Like for the style that you use in coloring and line, that way of making it look wet and like the water is pouring works perfectly. Like it just goes really well with the rest of the style. So I like it. I like it a lot. What I was gonna say is, as far as editorial design goes, you actually don't need to have the barcode that big. There's actually a type of barcode that is specific to. Oh wait, these are there's a type of barcode that is specifically for. No, I mean, you don't have to fix it because it can be that big, but what I'm saying is it doesn't need to be that big. Like, it can be smaller and you can still kind of have it that way. Also, you might want to look into the types of barcode, because there is a type of barcode for magazines. But like, these kind of publications have a specific type of barcode and a specific type of number code, and they are a little bit different from other kinds of barcodes. So if you change the type of barcode that you have on your covers, then you're gonna get your cover to feel that extra little bit of authenticity, to make it feel like a legit, like what you're trying to do, which is simulate the cover. So if you look it up, you'll find that there is a minimal size, like there's a minimal size for the barcode on a cover. So if you go for that minimal size, it will interrupt your cover a lot less. And like CJ says, there's a skinny version of the barcode, and there's a type of barcode, and there's even a type of number that goes with that. So if you use those two elements, you're gonna add that extra little bit of authenticity to the cover that you're trying to go with there. Oh, it's just a Google search. It's not really like a huge topic or anything like that. But anyway, back to the whole image thing. I really, really like the way, I especially like the way the water looks on her thighs, which sounds dirty. And I also love the way the water looks pouring down the edge of the building. I really, really like that. Okay, here we have, and of course the color. The contrast between blues and warms. That's great. This one comes to us from Mocoristador, and it has a little text to go with it. It says, "Rain is no issue. By the end of the day, your head will go through your ass." Oh, that took a turn that I was not. I mean, I'm okay with it. Like, yeah, sure, but I did not expect that ending when I started reading that phrase. Right, when I started reading it, "head will go through your ass" was not, like, that was not what I expected. But still, like, yeah, I love it. very, very, very badass and all that, but it kind of took a turn there. Um, so yes, rain is no issue. By the end of the day, your head will go through your ass. Um, yeah. Okay, so this one comes to us from Mocoristador, and it is a very Hancock threat. Except I think Hancock threatened a child, didn't he? Like, I'm pretty sure when Hancock does that. No, wait, did he? No, it wasn't a child. He just threw a child into the atmosphere. Which I can't blame him for. I would have done it too. Okay. And finally, this one comes to us from Night Cow. And yes, you're right. When he gets taken to prison. So this one comes to us from Night Cow. Night Cow, did you go 2D today? Night Cow? You went 2D today. That's interesting. That is interesting. You went 2D today. I think. Or is it a mix? Is Night Cow not here anymore? Anyway, it does give me Raiden vibes. But oh yeah, okay, you did go 2D today. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's fun to see like a little something different there. So right, this one comes to us from Night Cow. Now let's go over what we had today. In today's art challenge, the topic was In the Rain. So this one is from Night Cow, a very rare sighting of 2D from Night Cow. This one comes to us from Mocoristador, a very threatening image. This one comes to us from Mao. Ramona is gonna get her own spin-off comic, which I think she should, because ever since the birth of Ramona a few weeks ago, I've definitely been very, very into that character. Really like the way you did that right thigh. That one looks really good. The legs look really, really good. And the arm too. I mean, in general, the anatomy is excellent. This one comes to us from Thanatos, The Farm. This one comes to us from Laura Reds. This one comes to us from Felix. And finally, mine, which I never actually finished. It's funny because when I went to start mine today, I said, you know what? I'm going to do the kind of image that I would do during the daily challenge that I just did up until last Monday. So 3 hours should be more than enough. And well, I guess not. But I like the character. I like the way it's looking, and I did manage to get that kind of wet effect on the shirt. So yes. But that's going to be it from me today. First of all, thank you to all the artists that hopped in and participated in the challenge. Now remember, the challenge is open to everybody of all skill levels, all techniques, and all those kind of things. Everybody is welcome to participate in the art challenge. I can't tell you what next Friday's art challenge is going to be, but I can tell you that there will be one. I will be back on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, I really don't know what I'm going to be working on. I might be working on Mongoose stuff, or I might be working on the video game. I don't know yet. I guess we'll see how I'm doing on Tuesday. I think I'll probably be working on the video game because, you know, I kind of like to get that in motion and stuff like that. For now, that's gonna be it from me. Let's do the whole goodbye. You have been watching the Ministry of Abnormality YouTube live broadcast, and I've been your host, O Abnormal. Today has been Friday, June 2nd of 2023. Thank you to all the artists that participated in today's art challenge. It was quite challenging, and I hope you had a lot of fun. I know I did. Also, thank you to all the people that came in and just kept the chat going and the conversation and all that kind of stuff. We had a very interesting talk today about AI images and AI generated images and the impact that they can have in our work. Some of us agree, some of us disagree, but the thing I love the most about the people here, for real, like no sarcasm, which I know is difficult to believe coming from me, but no sarcasm at all. The thing I love the most about the situation that we got going on here is that we can actually talk about it, and it's a conversation, right? Like we can talk about it. We talked about AI generated images, the impact they will have in our industry and our jobs. We talked about copyright, and there were disagreements and there were points of view, and it was all just a conversation that happened. It's awesome. It's awesome because that's exactly what I love about you people. That we can just come here and talk about these things, and that's that. So thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that we can actually just have these conversations, that it doesn't devolve into just a big, I don't know, slap fight or whatever. Although, no, although nothing. That's it. That's it. That's all there is to say about that. I was gonna say that a slap fight would be kinky fun, but let's keep it serious in this context. So no, no. I just appreciate that. Anyway, I'll be back on Tuesday, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope it's a sexy weekend filled with sexiness. Oh man, I was doing well. I was doing well with the goodbye, and there's a sexy weekend filled with sexiness. Oh my god. I swear an AI is not writing a script for me. Although at this point I'm pretty sure it would be an improvement. So that's it. We end on a low note. Good hunting, stay naughty, and goodbye. You gotta end on a low note because you gotta keep those expectations low so that when I do just anything, it will be celebrated. If you suck all the time, wait, that sounded weird. But if you suck all the time, when you suck a little bit less, it will be appreciated and celebrated. So that's the road to success. To suck. I guess. I don't know. Or something that makes sense.